You're listening to WTUL New Orleans, and I'm sitting here. I got Rick and Oley from Sexdog here. I'm very excited to be talking to them, but first I'm going to read you a couple quick announcements. This public service announcement is brought to you by WTUL New Orleans. The Catholic charity seeks volunteers to read or tutor children and youth, work with seniors, and perform other duties. More information is available online and by phone. Their website is ccano.org, and their number is 504-310-6960. Every Saturday morning, the Kids Show with DJ Lizzie brings you family-friendly music, stories, and jokes for kids of all ages. You can tune in every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. for a pajama dance party right in your living room here on WTUL. All right, pajama dance party. All right, I'm here with Sexdog. What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hey, we like the idea of pajama dance party. We think maybe that's what anybody that wears pajamas that comes to the gig, you get in for free.
No one gets in for free for the gigs.
Not even with pajamas.
No, not unless the pajamas are spilling out tons of money. Then they shall be allowed in.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So, for people that don't know who you guys are, how would you describe what it is you've been doing for decades now?
We were in a band a long time ago and got very popular for a while. And then Nicole took over. And then our last gig was at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival before it became a corporate nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And then we reformed recently.
Right, and that was sometime in the past 5 years, right?
I think 7 years.
Yeah. Well, we all moved away, most of us. I was in Los Angeles for 20 years.
Everybody moved away. Yeah.
Dave Landry was working on the road a lot. We all got into the film and television business, and then
our people did all kinds,
Ricky was out there in L.A.
I sold guns in Africa, basically, for several years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That and planes.
Planes.
So, yeah, well, you have to make a living.
Somebody's got to do it, right?
Mm-hmm. And now we're all back together again as a band.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. It's gone full circle because playing music in the band from the beginning, we met a young band called the Rat Finks, who then became the Red Rockers, who then went and got signed to CBS Records, and then we did the music video for them, and
got that record right
here.
Yeah,
and we did the music video for them. We did it, out of pocket and on spec, and launched our film careers, and my film career particularly going out to L.A. and doing music videos for CBS, and Ricky and I they were sending us all over the country doing videos for their bands, and ended up staying in Los Angeles for 20 frickin' years and then come back.
Not me, I sold guns at that point because it's better off.
We got that.
Yeah. So
they were very nice guns, by the way.
Yeah, they were strung with guitar strings, I have to say. But that's, and it's kind of funny. I mean, just the way life is. We went out there, came back, and then got back together with Rick and Cranston and Dave Landry, and lo and behold, here we are. We're playing music again, and I got to tell you, we love it. And I think we sound probably better than we did back then. I mean, it just.
We're still very handsome and tall.
Called maturity. I don't know. But it's it's been really great, to be able to play music is, it's the best thing for your soul. I mean, making money in the film industry and working in Hollywood and doing all that was great, but
selling guns in Guyana was pretty good too.
Before you got into selling guns, so when you guys started as a band,
I cleaned them first
before you cleaned and sold guns. Well, how did you guys? What was going on at the time you guys formed the band? Like, what music was going on around then, and what made y'all decide to do?
The Normals.
The Normals.
Playing. Well, it didn't make us. We were already playing, but then the Normals started playing, and then they became public, and so we figured perhaps we could play out also. And we had been playing around earlier as a Sexdog party band. With a group of different people. We even had a beautiful piano player, this young woman who could only play the introduction to Wild Horses by the Rolling Stones. So even when we did Sweet Jane, it opened with the introduction by Wild Horses on the piano.
But, it was that period, too, in the late 70s. Sex Pistols hit, and I was actually in London in 1977 and would see, the word punk sprayed on the walls in London, and I thought, wow, that's kind of cool. And then the Sex Pistols hit, and
London Calling.
yeah. And then, Ricky and I were always jamming, when we were in college together. We were big Rolling Stones fans, and, he was, I don't know who was Keith Richards and who was Mick Jagger, but I think
it turned out neither one of us were, as a matter of fact. So.
although we had to have somebody to look up to.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Better than
in the music
like
world,
the Bee Gees or at the time.
So we just hung out together and played music together, and then we ended up as like Rick was saying, the Sexdog party band. We went to a party, and we brought our guitars, and Cranston Clements was there. We'd never met, and that's it, man. We just got together, and it was like chemistry. It just clicked. And Cranston is such a phenomenal guitar player. He always was. Even back then, he'd like make my head spin. The dude can play guitar, and I don't know, but we just got together, and it was like chemistry. And we got 6 months in a Nicky's Boom Boom room, and we just practiced and practiced and practiced and played and didn't do anything but drink beer and play music. And
we had to write our own songs.
Yeah, we had about 35.
I'm the singer, and let's face it,
35,
you have to write your
yeah.
own songs.
6 months later and 35 songs. And Ricky, I have to say, and I know he may not want me to say it on air, but he's pretty freaking brilliant. He's a poet. And we'd sit there and start jamming and lyrics. He would sit on a stool in front of a microphone. We'd have a reel-to-reel tape player going, and he'd just start talking and singing lyrics. And that's how really those songs, I mean, one thing led to the other, but I guess it's just true in anybody writing songs. But, the lyrics set the tone and what the song was about. And then all of a sudden we started figuring out where a bridge would go and where would the break go and the guitar break. And then, but it was just wonderful, creative experience. Just a good time, man.
And most of our songs lean towards sex or politics. Or not politics, more is like the human reaction with people and politics. Let's face it. Yeah, we like immigrants.
Yeah.
We even like the Japanese, and we like everyone.
So on that, how about we let the listeners, if you're just now tuning in, I'm here with a punk band formed in the 80s from New Orleans, Sexdog, and
formed in the 70s before you were
70s,
born.
excuse
kid.
me.
Late 70s.
Late 70s, yeah. So that was like the beginning of the punk explosion, really. Huh?
Yeah.
So which one of these records should I play first? I've got your CD right here. And I know we're just talking about Japan, and you got a song called Goodbye, Nagasaki. And
then we have Letters from Hanoi, which is about immigrants, because we all know how our government's so kind towards that. But you should play what you would like to do.
Let's go with Letters from Hanoi. How about that?
Right, that sounds great.
Great.
All right, we're about to play. This is by Sexdog from their self-titled album, and this is Letters from Hanoi.
Land of the brave, home of the free. I'm a refugee.
And if you're just now tuning in, that was Letters from Hanoi by Sexdog, and I have them here, two of the key members in front of me. So what can you say about that song? What's it about, and what were you thinking about when you wrote it, and where were you at?
I just felt sorry for the poor people trying to get in. I felt sorry for everyone trying to immigrate to our country at the time. Because at the time, I believe it was Vietnamese refugees, and then eventually the band was still together, and then it moved into Cuban refugees. And then we broke up, and then it's always been refugees, and gee, lucky us.
Right.
There's an immigration problem right now.
It's pretty timely, if you replace Hanoi with
Almost anything.
right.
And not only that, when you
Syrian
think about the
refugees
Statue
and
of Liberty,
immigrants coming in and-
I actually heard someone on the morning news the other day, which I've stopped watching since the election of last year, but it happened to be on, and he said, "Do you know the poem on the bottom of the Statue of Liberty, 'Give me your tired, give me your poor'? That was added on later."
Yeah.
And it was much like all monuments and statues and everything, and things change. And what century is everyone living in at this point?
Yeah, it's pretty
It's a whole new
ridiculous.
world, and it's unfortunate that this song still is relevant, as a matter of fact, to the way the world
true
is.
story.
And it could be Goodbye Nagasaki or Goodbye Seoul or Goodbye Cleveland, but who cares? I mean, been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Give me
Yeah.
a break.
I didn't know that was in Cleveland.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. No one
Yeah.
else does either, except people in Cleveland. City of light, city of magic.
So this song it probably goes over pretty well today because it's relevant.
Also, it's like a cute little doo-doo-doo-doo, but it's sad that, you have to. And also, we're not Bob Dylan, but at the same time,
No, it's meaningful.
irritating,
and
yes.
it is still meaningful today. That people have to. You read in the paper where 100 people drown.
and our
Just trying
president
to-
just cut down even immigration. Well, it doesn't matter. We're not discussing politics.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
Yeah, I don't care.
no, we
about-
could talk about it a little bit, but
No, I don't care. We don't care about
Yeah.
politics. We care about sex and dogs.
a lot of people.
Music, man. That's the key. I wish people would, these guys that go out there and carry guns would carry guitars.
How about this? Without getting too explicit, what didn't somebody mistake y'all for something else one time? I think-
Often, yes.
Yeah. So they'd see the name Sexdog and think something else was happening.
We actually had a very major, we thought it was going to be a huge show arranged in Atlanta, and it turned out that it had been a strip club the week before.
Oh,
So we had a few businessmen in suits who had mistaken us for something special.
Looking for a
Yes,
dog.
we
and a
did give
sex
them
act.
something very special, actually, but they didn't enjoy it at all. And they
so
quickly
some people
left.
stay, some people walked out.
Yeah, what few people were there, but the guys in suits walked out. A few people stayed. But then the best part was there was a Tulane student who was from Atlanta and saw our name there and he brought all his friends in. So we actually had a crowd of maybe 15 to 20 people by the end of the night. And then we ended up playing
didn't
at
our
the
name come
Agora
from a-
Ballroom
Yeah,
that
the
night.
Agora Ballroom was great.
Yeah.
There was about 2,500
And then
people.
Oley talked us into playing at the Agora Ballroom after this hair metal band, which turned into our guitar player, the incredible Cranston Clements, got into a fist fight with their manager, and a whole wall of Marshall amplifiers fell down.
Well, the dude came up and some guy came and just unplugged their amps right in the middle
Yeah,
of our
and-
set. And
And we had people to stay. There were
So-
young roadies who wanted to go out on the road with us, and it was like, we're not really on the road. We're going back to New Orleans.
2,500 people, though, all the eyes were looking at stage right, and then all of a sudden we realized there was a battle going on between our bass player, our guitar player, and some dude who unplugged their amp.
Who got fired by the hair metal band, and they let us keep playing, and we still made no money. which is the biggest problem of any rock and roll band in the city of New Orleans. It's really hard to make a living if
It's
you're
hard
in a
with any
rock and
band.
roll band.
Any band. And,
And
when
in
you're
New Orleans, it's
just trying to make it.
particularly hard for a rock and roll band
Well, in New Orleans, yeah.
to make a
I mean,
living.
All right. So you guys went to the film industry.
Not out of choice.
Yeah.
Well, I always wanted to be in the film industry, but after I was in a kick-ass band, it was like, I'm never going to be Francois Truffaut or Buñuel or something. So, yeah, I'd rather be in a rock and roll band. Instead, I ended up being in the film industry.
What kind of stuff did y'all do, work on in the film game?
Well, like we were saying earlier, started out doing music videos, and I ended up doing music videos for Mr. Mister. I did Broken Wings, and I did videos for Bonnie Raitt, John Lee Hooker, Gloria Estefan, Celine Dion, Eric Clapton. Did a video with Eric Clapton in London, which was unbelievable because I got to jam with him. And it was kind of funny because here I was in London doing a video with Eric Clapton, and you know, they said, "Well, look at this! The director's playing guitar," and you know, he said, "Were you in a band?" And I said, "Yeah, I was in a band." He said, "What was the name of your band?" I said, "Sexdog," and the frickin' crew, London British crew, started singing "I'm in love with the girl who's in love with my wife," and I looked at them and I said, "How do you guys know this song?" I thought the producer had told them everything, and it was a gag. But it turned out that the song, when we made the album for a local radio station, went in the radio station circuit and became like an underground hit in London, which was a trip. All these guys in London knew that song and were singing me the lyrics, and it was kind of cool. But after music videos, you know, I did films for the great Roger Corman.
Fantastic Four,
Did the 1994 Fantastic Four film, and which, if you guys don't know what that was all about, we made the film so some big company out there could keep the rights to the franchise, and we got screwed royally, and it became like a...
How does that feel?
Oh, terrible.
I've seen a video of Stan Lee talking about it one time.
Yeah, but there's a film that...
Does he wear a wig?
I don't know. There's just a movie, though, that was made about what happened to us. And if anybody wants to see a really cool documentary about what happened to us and the making of the original Fantastic Four, go check out this film called Doomed. And just look Doomed, the movie. It's the untold story of the Roger Corman version of the Fantastic Four. It's really quite good.
Like Dr. Doom, huh?
Yeah, named after Dr. Doom. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My film career was basically making videos for gun sales in Africa.
Yeah. How'd that turn out?
Really well, actually. You have seen my mansion in Beverly Hills, haven't you?
No, that's where the money's at, right? Somebody's got
Well,
to
we don't really talk about that.
Yeah, but anyway, you know, I had a good career in L.A. I mean, I did episodic television for 10 years and made a film for Disney, made Lifetime movies, you know, did some really cool stuff. And
now he's a guitar player in the Sexdog,
now
so
I'm
his career's gone downhill.
happy to say I'm a guitar player back in Sexdog, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
So that record you were talking about, that people were mentioning when you were on the set, I'm in love with a girl who's in love with my wife.
Yep.
It's kind of a hit for you guys, a little bit, huh?
It seems that people like it, and apparently it's across the country, and it's been embraced by people. And actually, when it was written, I wasn't married and wasn't in love with anyone.
But you just put yourself in the shoes of somebody that was married and miserable.
Much like all of our songs, family problems. Didn't have a wife, didn't have a kid. Our kids didn't have cars, didn't have anything. I just could envision my future, and gee, swell.
That's what's up. So how about we give it a spin for the people that if you're just now tuning in, I have Sexdog here with me.
We were born in the USA.
They're a New Orleans band that were here during the beginnings of the punk explosion, and this song is wasn't this song on some compilation album?
Yeah, I'm in love.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And there's also a video out that you can go to YouTube and see that was all hand-drawn by...
Yep, and Facebook
by
the
the
band.
band.
And you can Facebook our band.
Yes, please Facebook our band.
Sexdog the band.
Okay.
As opposed to all the people in Pakistan who
We haven't even
One of
mentioned
your
that there's
friends.
y'all playing a show Friday too. So
Oh,
Saturday?
Yeah,
Saturday,
Saturday.
and that's at the Willow.
It's at the Willow,
Uh-huh.
and that will be starting at 6 o'clock. The Willow is 8200 Willow Street, which used to be Jimmy's
Right.
for the older people in the crowd from
yeah.
a long, long time ago. Sexdog starting at 6 o'clock sharp, then will be followed by the Tomb of Nick Cage, which is a fairly interesting little band. And
Interesting
then,
name too.
Yeah, and then it actually is, yeah. And then I think Nick Cage did dig his tomb here in this city by property.
Oh.
And then Glamorama, which has been around for the last few years, and they're really cool. And then the Lenny Zenith band. Lenny Zenith has come in from New York City.
RZA, right?
Yep, from RCA, and he'll be closing out the set. And it's from 6 to 10 o'clock, and everyone is welcome. And it's not an all-ages show, though. It is 18 and above.
Okay. So we'll be back with Sexdog, but we're going to play their record right now. This one is called I'm in Love with the Girl Who's in Love with My Wife.
Cool.
All this party is where it got started. Keeping my thoughts to myself. Running around till it got too late and it looked like I was the only one left. She stared at me and I said, I sit on my hands. Need a promotion, you're my boss. I've got a plan. Something you may not realize. Something I see happening. Noticing by your eyes. Things I see happening. Is it wrong or right? Should I spend the night? My mistake. Give me a break. Well, I'm in love with the girl who's in love with my wife. I'm in love with the girl who's in love with my wife. I'm in love with the girl who's in love with my wife. I'm in love with the girl who's in love with my wife. Never knew just what to say. Tomorrow never gave me a chance. She pushed me up against the wall. She called me at the dance. And I see that you like your wife, and honey, she appeals to me. I see what you're saying. It's not real. You got free.
We're back. That was Sexdog with I'm in Love with the Girl Who's in Love with My Life. And if you're just now tuning in, I have them right here in front of me. And so that song had a pretty big impact for you guys, right?
People seem to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to dance to.
Yeah, it was pretty popular at the time, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, people liked us, and then the cold came in. Ooh, the cold always comes in, creeping around. And then at the same time, the biggest problem is in our band, it's all original material. So once you become popular in a very small local market for this kind of punk, new wave, rock and roll music, it gets to be hard to bring a crowd out. Even though everyone's young, everyone's still working and still doing things. So if you play, you don't really have a lot of time to write new material, and then they get bored with you, and then another band comes along, and it's a very hard town. The city's very hard.
We've been around so long. I think there's a lot of young people out there that don't really know our music and don't know who we are, and I think if they came out, they'd dig it.
Right.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
David.
thank
I
you.
saw y'all at Voodoo
Thank
Fest.
Yeah, that's right. We did play Voodoo Fest one year. It was great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, since we've reformed, our last gig was, at the Jazz Fest, and now we've played Voodoo Fest. And then, unfortunately, we've had a lot of drops up in between because everyone is older and we have lives. And now we have a new bass player since Hunter Bergamy, our kid bass player.
The young whippersnapper, I heard somebody say one time.
Brilliant guitar player, too.
He could whip
Hunter.
and he could snap.
Yeah.
A shout out to Noka, because Hunter went to Noka, and
He also went to Haynes Academy for
Yeah.
Advanced Studies.
Yeah, and then he went up to Berkeley School of Music.
And he went to Sexdog School of Music
Yeah, he went
under
to the
Cranston
Sexdog
Clements.
School of Music.
And learned a whole hell of a lot,
Yeah.
more than he learned at Berkeley in one
But
afternoon.
he was absolutely great to have in the band.
And he's in a new band called Rippers with a capital S at the end, apparently. So look them up on Facebook and like them.
Yeah.
I have to say I haven't heard them, but I'm sure they're incredible because of Hunter.
Yeah, but I think the people who
And-
just come out and hear our band, we just come out to have fun, dance. I mean, we're a high energy band, you know. We just, I don't know what else to say other than we just kick ass, man. We're good.
And we have a
we're
new
just
bass player.
We got a great bass player,
Miss-
incidentally.
Okay.
Cindy Wiggington.
C.
I can-
Diddy. Her,
Yeah, from the
her
Diddy.
stage name is C. Diddy, who's now with us.
Yeah.
And fortunately,
How long has she been going by C. Diddy?
for like 40 years.
Oh, really?
Oh, I shouldn't have said that, right?
No,
but
whoop,
I
you're in
think
trouble.
she was in the Diddy. She was the original bass player of the Diddy.
Yeah.
Then she was a member of the Guest, which our bass player, second bass player after Dave Clements. See, once again, the Sexdog with bass players, kind of Spinal Tap-ish here. They don't really blow up. And as Cranston told Cindy, once you're in the Sexdog, you're in the band forever. You have to die out of the band. So one of our bass players is Dave Clements, who runs the Circle Bar
And Snake and
the
Jake's.
fabulous, fabulous Snake and Jake's, which we have a little ceramic of, handmade. I know, believe it or not.
Ceramic, a model?
Snake, yes, of the club
Oh, yeah.
that somebody gave Cindy as a gift.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, it's very
Yeah.
cool, yes. And with the little Christmas tree lights on outside and everything. So she's very popular because she's also in the Call Girls. And
She's just a
yes, we're
great
really
bass
happy
player.
to have her because Cranston
Yeah.
embraced her, and we go along with what Cranston says, who's our musical director, though we don't look for him for dressing tips or fashion styling. But outside of that, musically. So yes, she's fitting right in. We'll be playing with her the very first time in front of a crowd on Saturday, August 19th at the Willow. The Willow, Saturday.
I like it when they actually have shows there and not just some DJ, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good place to play. I mean, we've played there plenty of times back in the early days.
Oh, yeah, everybody's.
Jimmy's,
Diddy.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
everybody
got a
played. Your father.
good
Yeah,
vibe,
everybody's
good
played there.
history, yeah.
Millions of bands have played there. And
Even
the
shot a music
stage has
video in
moved,
there.
and everything has changed greatly.
Yeah, I saw some old posters of like punk bands back in the day rolling through town, stopping there like Black Flag and
Oh,
yeah.
it was in, yes.
Oh, Psychedelic
Yeah,
Furs played
Yeah.
there. I mean, they had some really great bands that played there.
Right, between that and Jed's, the other little club down the street, it was
Yeah.
just really going on. And Jed's was down the street from the Maple Leaf,
right.
so you could walk 2 blocks and get one band and then walk back, and bands were always playing. So actually, that time period was more vital than it seems to be now in the realm of rock and roll and music. I know there's a little punk scene, and we were never really the hardcore driving punk. Though I Hate God loves us, and actually, I'm sorry, I will send you T-shirts and caps that they've been asking for a while.
Yeah. Mike
But-
Williams, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mike Williams, and I really like them, but at the same time, it's just so hard because the city is now it's gotten more professional, which is actually really good with Gassa, and even we played a lot at Tipitina's. Now to get in at Tipitina's, you need your Facebook site and everything going for you, which does nothing but help every band in New Orleans. So if they come out on Saturday, they'll help bands, and also the Tomb of Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're a fairly younger
Isn't
band
this
than
whole
us.
thing, though, it's for this is the fundraiser show,
For the fundraiser on Saturday.
which
Okay.
is for.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually never spoke about
Yeah.
that, did we?
Some things we forgot to hit on.
Yeah, well, we're old.
So there's a movie, and you guys are going to be in it if it ever comes out.
If it ever comes out.
Yeah.
And
It's called
almost ready. which is a Normals song.
Which is-
Actually, a
it's-
very great Normals
Yeah, the
song.
film is a documentary film about the punk scene in New Orleans.
About punk and
back
new
in the
wave from the
70s and
70s through the 80s.
Uh-huh.
And it
Yeah.
involves like a million different interviews with people who were musicians, just merely on the scene,
Mm-hmm.
people who hung around and knew all the musicians, people who supported the musicians
Mm-hmm.
by merely giving them a place to stay or everything else that would happen. And there's a lot of good footage in it of bands playing too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cool film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really cool.
And you can reach that actually at facebook.com at the Almost Ready Movies site.
Mm-hmm.
And he also has a funding site, which if you go to Facebook, he'll bring you to that. And all the money will be going into the movie, I can assure you of that.
Yeah.
The director-producer will not be taking any money out of it.
That's good.
Yes, they're trying to get
To
this
buy pizza.
done.
He's it's gonna be
he might
strictly
eat
for the
pizza,
film.
right? But basically, he's trying to get it finished, and it involves every band from the Backstabbers to the Normals to the Diddy to Sexdog to, forgive me if I've left out a million bands. Lenny RZA, as you pointed out earlier. Everybody was interviewed for it. Steffi and the White Sox.
Yeah.
Right, including two members. In fact, the drummer from Steffi and the White Sox is in Glamorama.
Oh, wow.
That'll be playing there Saturday. Brad Ogeron from the Backstabbers is in Glamorama. He'll be also in playing there on Saturday.
And that's like a cover band, right?
Yeah, they're a cover band because they're doing glam songs from the
They got
glam
costumes,
cool.
period.
It's gotta be
backdrop.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, they're really good.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be have a really good variety of music.
I've
that
heard
night.
them rehearse
It's gonna be really
actually for years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I've heard them rehearse for years. They're really good.
So come
And they're
out,
very
listen to the
entertaining.
music. You get in, you get out. You still have some of your night left to go party.
Right, and at 6 o'clock, Sexdog goes on, and what can I tell you?
What do you say? You want to hear one live track?
Yeah. Let's listen to that.
This is a live track.
So while I cue this up and everything, why don't you tell people what it is?
Oh, it's a song called Good Morning,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been brewing in Mr. Sassone's fingers for a long while.
Yeah, it's a song we wrote when we were just
And-
a three-piece.
And now it's out, and the lyrics mean nothing because I just figured out what they meant, and so now I'm working on the lyrics.
But it's just a cool song.
Really quickly, I have to read an event calendar. It's the top of the hour. If you're looking for something to do tonight, first of all, this is WTUL New Orleans, and I'm here with Sexdog right now. We're about to get into their record, Good Morning. But if you're looking for something to do tonight, at 8 o'clock at Snug Harbor, it's Mark Norman, and then at 8:45 at Sidebar NOLA, it's Brad Walker, Michael Skinkus, and Will Thompson IV. And you can go online and find more stuff. We don't have much on here today. But anyway, this is Good Morning by Sexdog. Here we go. And we're back with Sexdog. And that was a
Good morning.
Good
yeah,
morning.
Kind of
Good
captured
morning.
y'all's live energy. Where was that recorded at?
Southport Hall.
Southport Hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good sound guy, Rick Scheck Schneider. Shecky.
Yeah,
Shout out to Shecky.
that's what's up. And
And
that,
we also want to mention,
We know he's listening right now. Hey,
Oh,
Shecky.
and our drummer Dave Landry, been with us for a long time. Cranston Clements guitar. Now we got Cindy on bass, Rick lead, and me on rhythm. So that's the band.
what's up.
And we'll be there on Saturday night once again at the whatever they keep changing the name.
The
but it's the Willow.
The Willow.
Well, it's been the frat house. And actually, for any of you young drunken kids, it was the frat house. It's now grown up. So anybody in their 30s, yes, go to the frat house on Saturday. And at 6 o'clock sharp, Sexdog will be playing with our new bass player with great attitude and great beauty.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we might be old, but because we are old, but boy, we are cute and handsome and tall and loud.
Yeah.
And then Glamorama, they're all cute and handsome and tall and everything else too. Also, Friday, Sexdog is on Stepping Out on WYES,
Yeah.
Channel 12.
If you can believe
I
that.
believe it's on at 7:30, so please set your DVR timers right now
In the morning or at night?
at night.
Yeah, I haven't seen that show in years.
No one's seen that show in years, but Peggy Scott Laborde will be talking. Sexdog will be performing live. Well, not live, but taped at 7:30, and also on Saturday. And you can stream it on WYES PBS. And as some people have already commented on Facebook, Peggy Scott Laborde will have to say Sexdog, so they're tuning in just to hear that.
Yeah.
And we're promoting, once again, the Saturday night gig. And then, just to promote Sexdog, on Sunday the 27th, we're playing at Siberia. We're opening for Jamie Lee Singer.
Jamie Lynn Vessels.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting him.
I've seen her
well, you
before.
know,
Yeah.
He needs correcting.
harsh correction,
Ricky always
actually.
needs a little bit of correcting.
So,
But, actually, thank you. And I've met her. She's very great and
Yeah.
talented.
I've seen her
Yeah.
before, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Great guitar player. So, yes, that'll be about it. Wrapping it up for the Sexdog.
Yeah.
yeah.
How about we send y'all off with one more song since I like y'all so much.
Thank you.
Which one should we go with?
One of the few people who like us so much, but thank you.
Yeah.
You want to do one off another live one?
Yeah, let's do that.
Huh? We'll do
Yeah.
another live song. How about Death? in
And
the
don't forget
Afternoon?
Lenny Zenith, all the way from New York City. I mean, he did fly in to do this. So.
Oh, indeed.
I've never actually met him, but I've been known him.
Very nice
Yeah,
person.
I'd like to.
Very nice.
Hopefully, I get a
gentleman.
chance to meet.
And RCA, I really enjoyed them
Yeah.
back in
Yeah.
Death in the
the
Afternoon.
late.
I don't know if I've heard this one. So this one is called Death in the
Death
Afternoon.
in the Afternoon.
And
For all your Hemingway fans.
Yeah, but once again, it's all about. Well, you can figure it out.
well, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed the
You're more
interview.
than welcome. Thank you, David.
Thank you, brother.
This one is called Death in the Afternoon. If you're just now tuning in, I've been interviewing Sexdog for the past about 40 minutes, and they're really good, in my opinion, and they're playing
Thank you.
Saturday at the Willow. What time now?
6 o'clock.
6
sharp.
o'clock. And if you like what you're hearing, look them up on Facebook. You can do that, right?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Friend us on Facebook.
All right. And here,
And go to Sexdog New Orleans.
Sexdog New Orleans. I'm sure there's a lot of things that could get.
Yes,
Could
could
pop
be
up.
troubling, but in the past few years we've been lucky, so we have been popping up first.
Awesome.
Great. So thank you all. Thank you, David.
All right, and here it is. Death
Death in the Afternoon.
Death in the Afternoon by Sexdog. You're listening to WTUL New Orleans.
the